7 habits. 7 things that happen in the first hour after most seniors over 60 wake up every morning. And I want to ask you something directly. How many of them are yours? The coffee is already brewing. You said it the night before. You pour a cup before anything else. You reach for your phone. You open the pill organizer, the one you filled on Sunday. And everything comes out at once. You pour a glass of juice. The morning has begun. That morning, the one I just described. In my 18 years of practice, it is the morning I hear described most often by patients who are quietly losing kidney function and have no idea why. I stopped asking patients about their overall diet. I started asking what they did in the first hour after they woke up. And what I found in patient after patient, morning after morning, was the same 7 habits. Quietly, cumulatively, damaging the one organ that never sends pain signals until the damage is already serious. A patient of mine had watched her renal function decline for nearly 2 years. No medication flagged, no diagnosis found, until I asked her to walk me through her first hour after waking. The answer was there immediately, a habit she had kept for 30 years, one she had always considered healthy. Here's what those 7 habits are doing to your kidneys. And here's the replacement for every single one. My name is Dr. Sophie Martin. I'm an internal medicine physician. 18 years in private practice, focused entirely on adults over 50. And today, I want you to check your own morning against this list. Think of your kidney the way you think of a car engine that has been sitting in a cold garage overnight. The oil is thick. The components are stiff. The engine is most vulnerable to stress in those first few minutes before everything warms, before everything circulates. What you do to that engine in the first minutes determines how it performs for the rest of the day. Your kidney, after 7 to 8 hours without a single drop of fluid, is operating on exactly that principle. Here is what is happening inside your body in that first hour after you open your eyes. Your blood is more concentrated than at any other point in the day, thicker, carrying less fluid, putting greater osmotic pressure on the filtration membrane. Your cortisol is peaking, a real named physiological event called the cortisol awakening response, simultaneously spiking your blood pressure, your blood glucose, and your filtration rate all at once. Your kidney has just completed its overnight filtration cycle and its reserve is at its lowest point of the entire day. And if you are over 60, that reserve is already narrower than it was at 40, which means the margin for additional morning stressors is smaller than most people realize. According to data published in the European Journal of Nutrition, more than 60% of community-dwelling older adults are in a state of chronic mild dehydration, with the morning fluid deficit consistently identified as the primary contributing window. And the National Institute of Diabetes and Digestive and Kidney Diseases reports that approximately 90% of adults with early-stage chronic kidney disease have no symptoms, with adults over 60 representing the highest concentration of undiagnosed cases in the entire U.S. population. Before I walk you through the 7 habits, here is a test you can do tomorrow morning. The moment you wake up, before you drink anything, look at the color of your first urine. Pale yellow, the color of very weak lemonade, is the target. Dark yellow or amber means your kidney spent the night filtering under fluid stress. Orange means significant overnight dehydration or a signal worth same-week investigation. Pink or red means a same-day conversation with your doctor. That color seen first thing tomorrow morning will tell you more about your kidney's overnight experience than most routine blood tests. The variable that determines how well your kidneys function over the next decade is not primarily your age, your genetics, or even your underlying conditions. It is what you do in the first hour after you wake up, repeated daily for years. That variable is completely within your control, starting tomorrow morning. So let's get into the list. And I want you to do something as I walk through each one. I want you to check it against your own morning, not someone else's, yours. Habit 1. Reaching for coffee before water. The coffee machine is the first destination for most seniors I know. It has been for decades. It feels like ritual. It feels like self-care. And it feels completely harmless. Here's what that habit is doing to your kidneys every single morning. After 7 to 8 hours without fluid, your blood osmolarity is already elevated. Your blood is more concentrated than it should be, and your kidney is already working harder than its resting state just to maintain filtration. Caffeine inhibits ADH, antidiuretic hormone, the signal that tells your kidney to conserve water. Coffee consumed before rehydration instructs your kidney to expel more of the fluid it has already depleted overnight. In a senior kidney with reduced filtration reserve, that does not resolve the morning dehydration window. It deepens it. Alarm level, moderate, but cumulative every morning for years. Write this down. This is the replacement. 240 milliliters of room temperature water within 10 minutes of waking. Before coffee. Coffee after, not instead of. The sequence is everything. Habit 2. Taking all medications at once on an empty stomach. The pill organizer is filled on Sunday. Every morning, everything comes out at once. It is efficient. It is organized. And for most seniors, it is completely unconsidered. Here's what I see in my practice week after week. Most medications reach peak blood concentration within 30 to 90 minutes of ingestion. On an empty stomach, that peak is higher and faster than when taken with food for medications requiring kidney processing, NSAIDs, ACE inhibitors, ARBs, metformin, certain antibiotics. That empty stomach concentration spike hits your filtration system at its most vulnerable point of the entire day. And for seniors managing 5 or more medications daily, which describes the majority of the 60-plus population, this is not a minor inconvenience. It is a daily kidney stressor that compounds invisibly morning after morning, alarm level moderate to high, specifically for anyone managing multiple medications. Check with your doctor or pharmacist which of your medications can be taken with food. Most can. Take those with a small protein-based breakfast and ask this question specifically. Which of my medications is hardest on my kidneys first thing in the morning on an empty stomach? That one question may change your morning more than anything else on this list. Habit 3, a high-sugar breakfast first thing, orange juice, sweetened cereal, toast with jam, flavored yogurt, fruit smoothies. These are the breakfast choices of a health-conscious senior. Every single one of them is a concentrated sugar delivery to a fasting body. And your kidney pays for it directly. A high glycemic breakfast on a fasting body produces a rapid insulin spike, higher and faster than the same food eaten after protein. Elevated insulin drives IGF-1 production, insulin-like growth factor, a cellular growth promoter that kidney tissue is directly sensitive to. And fructose metabolism, from juice, from fruit, produces uric acid as a direct byproduct. Uric acid is a named kidney stressor. Elevated morning uric acid levels, repeated daily over years, drive chronic kidney inflammation and measurably increase kidney stone formation risk. For seniors already managing diabetes, existing stones, or gout, this is not a background concern. This is a daily chemical assault on a filtration system that is already working at reduced capacity. Alarm level, moderate to high, and climbing toward critical for seniors with diabetes, kidney stones, or gout. Protein first. 20 grams, eggs, Greek yogurt, unsalted nuts, cottage cheese, before any juice, cereal, or fruit. That single change blunts the insulin spike, suppresses the uric acid cascade, and changes your kidney's morning chemical environment in one meal. Starting tomorrow, how many of these 3 have you recognized in your own morning so far? Tell me in the comments, and tell me which one surprised you most, because the next 4 get more specific. Habit 4, skipping breakfast, intermittent fasting misapplied. This one surprised my patients most, and it might surprise you too. Intermittent fasting has gone mainstream. Seniors have read about it, heard about it from their adult children, tried it. The logic sounds reasonable. Hey, give the body a rest from digestion, let it clean house. Many seniors skip breakfast entirely and consider it a health-conscious decision, a disciplined one. Here is what that discipline is doing to your kidneys in the first hour after you wake up. Intermittent fasting protocols were largely developed and studied in younger, metabolically flexible populations. In seniors over 60, extended morning fasting compounds the overnight dehydration window rather than resolving it. Muscle catabolism, the breakdown of muscle tissue for energy during fasting, accelerates in aging bodies and produces creatinine and metabolic waste that your kidney must filter. Medications taken on a fully empty fasting stomach reach dangerous concentration peaks. And the cortisol awakening response, already elevated in the morning, is further amplified by fasting, raising blood pressure, and adding cardiovascular load to a kidney already under morning stress. Alarm level high, specifically for seniors over 65. Those on multiple medications, and those with existing kidney or cardiovascular conditions. If fasting appeals to you, compress the eating window at the other end of the day, not the morning end. A light protein-based breakfast does not eliminate the metabolic benefits most seniors are seeking from fasting, but it protects your kidney during the window it is most vulnerable. This is not anti-fasting, it is age-appropriate fasting. Habit 5, ignoring the color of your morning urine. Most seniors do not look. Or they have seen dark amber for so long they have normalized it. It has always been that color. It is just how theirs looks. Here is what that choice is costing you. You have been receiving a daily report from your kidneys every single morning, and most seniors have never read one. First morning urine is the most concentrated, most informative urine produced in any 24-hour cycle. Consistently choosing not to look is choosing not to read the only diagnostic report your kidney produces without a blood draw. Freely available every single morning at no cost. The self-diagnostic tool I gave you earlier tells you exactly what those colors mean. The replacement here is simply this. Use it. Alarm level, low as a single event, high as a pattern of years. Look, tomorrow morning before you drink anything, look at the color. Pale yellow is the target. Anything darker is information. Anything pink, red, or persistently orange is a same-week conversation with your doctor. 30 seconds. Every morning. The cheapest kidney monitoring tool available to you, and the one most seniors have never used once. Before today, did you check your morning urine color? Tell me in the comments. Because in my practice, when I ask this question, most patients over 60 tell me they have never thought about it. And that is not their fault. Nobody told them to. Habit 6, high sodium breakfast foods, cheese on toast, canned soup, processed deli meat, bacon, smoked salmon. Common protein containing, apparently reasonable breakfast choices. Many seniors consider these healthy, or at the very least, harmless. The sodium load from processed breakfast foods hits your kidney before any compensatory hydration has occurred. After an overnight fast, your body has no fluid buffer against incoming sodium. Your kidney must immediately begin excreting the excess, pulling water with it in the process, deepening the dehydration state rather than closing it. In seniors managing hypertension, which describes the majority of the 60-plus population, this morning's sodium load also elevates blood pressure at the exact time of day when cardiovascular risk is already at its highest. Your kidney absorbs the combined pressure of both, alarm level, high, cumulative, and specific to the morning fasting window. The same foods at lunch carry measurably less kidney risk because the body has had time to hydrate and buffer. Check sodium content before breakfast, not dinner. The morning meal is the one eaten after the longest sodium-free window of your day. Choose unprocessed protein sources at breakfast: eggs, plain Greek yogurt, unsalted nuts. Leave the cured meats, processed cheese, and smoked fish for meals later in the day when your body has had hours to prepare. Habit 7. Intense exercise first thing without hydrating. This is the habit I most want every senior who considers themselves healthy and active to hear. Because the people most at risk from this one are the people who would never expect to be on this list. Morning exercise is treated as virtuous. Senior fitness content is full of encouragement to move first thing, before the day gets away from you, before excuses arrive. Many seniors do their hardest workout within the first hour of waking, sometimes before eating, sometimes before drinking anything at all. They consider this discipline. They consider this health. Here's what intense morning exercise is doing to a dehydrated senior kidney. Intense effort, HIIT, heavy resistance training, extended cardiovascular work, causes muscle fiber breakdown that releases myoglobin into the bloodstream. Myoglobin is directly nephrotoxic. It damages kidney tubule cells when present in significant concentration. In a well-hydrated body, the kidney clears myoglobin efficiently. In a morning dehydrated body, myoglobin concentration in the filtrate is significantly higher. Your kidney is filtering a more concentrated, more damaging load at its most vulnerable time of day. In seniors with reduced kidney reserve, repeated morning exercise. Induced myoglobin exposure is a measurable cumulative stressor that almost nobody in senior fitness content is discussing. Alarm level, high, specifically for intense exercise. Gentle morning movement, walking, stretching, light yoga, carries minimal kidney risk and continues exactly as before. Hydrate first. 500 milliliters of water before any significant morning exercise. Move the hardest workouts to mid-morning or afternoon, after the body has had time to rehydrate and the kidney's morning vulnerability window has closed. Your commitment to movement is not the problem. The timing is. So, 7 habits. And I want to ask you the question from the title again. Are you on the list? Count how many of those 7 you recognized in your own morning. 1 or 2. You have an easy fix ahead. 3 or 4. Your mornings have been working against your renal function for longer than you knew. 5 or more. I'm glad you watched this today, because everything I'm about to give you next starts tomorrow morning. Here is the complete morning kidney protocol. 7 habits replaced, 1 morning rebuild, starting tomorrow. Step 1. Within 10 minutes of waking, 240 milliliters of room temperature water. Before coffee, before the phone, before anything else. The overnight dehydration window closes here. Step 2. First urine check. Look at the color before drinking anything. Pale yellow is the target. Darker means drink another glass before you proceed. Step 3 are protein first, 20 grams of protein before any carbohydrate, juice, or sweetened food. Eggs, Greek yogurt, unsalted nuts, cottage cheese. 1 change, 1 meal, different chemistry. Step 4, medication timing. Take kidney-sensitive medications with food. Ask your pharmacist which ones. You already have the question. Step 5, exercise after hydration. 500 milliliters of water and a light breakfast before any intense effort. Gentle movement. Anytime. This is what I tell every patient over 50 who walks into my practice with declining renal function and no obvious cause. And it is exactly what my grandmother already knew, without ever calling it a protocol. She never rushed her mornings. She never skipped water. She never hurried her body before it was ready. She lived to 94. I don't think that was coincidence. 7 habits is a significant list. Recognizing yourself in several of them is uncomfortable, and that discomfort is not failure. It is information. Early lifestyle-driven decline in filtration function is among the most reversible of all chronic conditions when the cause is identified and removed. The protocol I just gave you requires no prescription, no appointment, no money, only sequencing, only consistency. The filtration system, even at 70, even after years of these morning stressors, and responds when you remove the source of damage. It does not forgive everything, but it recovers more than most people are told. And in my 18 years of practice, the patients who changed their first hour were the ones whose panels I looked forward to reviewing, because the numbers moved consistently in the right direction. I want to tell you about Dorothy, 69 years old, organized, health conscious, the kind of woman who took her medications on time and read every food label. She came to my practice for something unrelated. During the appointment, I asked her to walk me through her first hour after waking. Coffee first, all medications at once on an empty stomach. Orange juice with cereal. The picture assembled itself as she spoke. She had been told her filtration numbers were borderline for 3 years. Monitored annually, nothing prescribed, nothing changed. Just that word, watch. She looked at me and said, 3 years of numbers, and nobody told me what to do about them. 6 months after changing her morning protocol, her GFR moved from 54 to 62, out of the borderline range for the first time in 3 years. She told me she finally felt like someone with a plan, not a number being monitored. A borderline result is not a waiting room. A declining number is not a destiny. It is a direction, and directions can be changed. The filtration system does not care about your age. It cares about what you give it every single morning. No prescription I have ever written has done more for a patient's renal function than changing what happened in the first hour of their day. That hour belongs entirely to you. It always has. Tomorrow morning, all you know what to do. The water comes first. The check takes 30 seconds. The protein comes before the juice. The medications go with food, and the hardest workout waits until your body is ready. 7 habits, 7 replacements. 1 morning, starting tomorrow, Which habit on this list was yours, and which one surprised you most? Tell me in the comments. Your answer might be the reason someone else finally changes their first hour. I started this channel because I can only see so many patients a year. But what I just gave you on the protocol I give patients in my office, that shouldn't require an appointment to access. Share this with someone whose morning looks like the one I described at the start. That one share does what I cannot do from behind a waiting room door. Take care of yourselves. And tomorrow, take care of your filtration system first. Before the coffee. Before the pills. Before anything else. It has been working for you every hour of every night. Give it the morning it has earned. Everything I've shared today is based on published clinical research and 18 years of patient care. But it is general information, not personal medical advice. If you have existing kidney disease, are on dialysis, or manage complex medication regimens, please discuss any morning routine changes with your own physician before implementing them. Your specific history matters, and only your doctor knows it fully.